Hey, hello, Jack Tubbs from the J Team at Realty One in Surprise, Arizona, coming to you on this warmer day, but still full of beautiful sunshine and blue skies here in the Valley of Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, want to talk to the buyers out there today. I want to go over a few terms that I know you're hearing quite a bit, and you probably have already learned the majority of these definitions for these terms, but nonetheless, making sure that you understand them clearly is really important as you're going through the buyer process. And part of that buyer process is understanding a few things here, especially when we start talking about getting your mortgage applied for and finding out which lending product works best for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. And number one, we're going to find out, and the question is going to be, is what is your affordability range? I mean, what can you afford to purchase? And this is a measure of whether someone can earn, whether you earn enough to qualify for a loan for a typical home based on the most recent price and income data. In other words, do you qualify for homes in the $400,000 range or in the $325,000 range? You're going to find out what is affordable, and it's going to be based on what your income is, your latest and greatest income data is, which means they're going to go over your pay stubs, or if you're a commission person, they're going to go over what your commission statements have been for the last 3 to 6 months to see if you have a steady income. They're going to see if you own property, rental properties. What has your rental income been? They're going to go over and look at your income data, and based on that, they're going to say this is what you can afford, because they're going to figure out what the monthly mortgage payment is going to be. And once again, it's going to become debt to income ratio. They're going to say that so much of your income can be your mortgage payment. So that's how our affordability. And with today's low mortgage rates, it brings up your affordability rate by quite a bit. Even when you're facing properties that have HOAs and all these other costs outside of the mortgage, outside of taxes, outside of insurance, etc. HOA fees, which take care of the grounds and all these other things. These are things that drive up what your monthly obligation is. So these have to be taken into consideration when they're figuring out what you can afford. Appraisal. Now, we already all know what an appraisal is, but let's look at the more technical definition of it. It says it's a report highlighting the estimated value of the property, and it's completed by a third party. So somebody not involved in the transaction whatsoever says, hey, based on all the comparable sales and the different things that are in this house, such as a pool, updated kitchen, the amenities of this home, this third party feels that this is what this house should be valued on. Now, lenders rely upon appraisals to validate the home's value. In other words, if we're going to offer $400,000, the house should appraise for at least $400,000, because the lender is going to lend you money or approve your mortgage based on the value of the home, what the appraisal comes back at. So appraisals are very important. So we have to take that into consideration when we're writing an offer. Will the property appraise? Because if it doesn't, it can blow your mortgage way out of whack, or you're going to have to find out where you can dig up some extra money to bring to closing to fill any voids, any gaps on the appraisal. Next is contingency, and that's a provision in a contract requiring certain acts to be completed before the contract is binding. So in other words, when we do a home inspection, we find things that need to be fixed. We make this as a contingency. The satisfactory home inspection is always the sale is contingent upon a satisfactory home inspection or the negotiation of any issues found in that home inspection to the buyer's liking, not to the sellers, but to the buyer's liking. And in a market like this, you see so many people waiving contingencies, not only as far as inspection goes, but also appraisal contingencies. And these are things we have to think long and hard about, unless you've got cash, that in case there are any shortfalls in the amenities of the house and any of the major systems of the house, such as heating, cooling, hot water, all these major systems that could fail, you've got to make sure that you're going to have a cash reserve to be able to take care of that repair, etc. Because once we sign on the dotted line and we waive appraisal contingencies, that means that you're buying the home as is. And you got to remember that it's always buyer beware. Every residential purchase is as is, unless otherwise stated in the sales contract. And our best defense against that is not to waive our appraisal contingency. Number 3 is equity. And this is the value of your home above the total amount of liens against your home. In other words, say you have a home that's now worth $400,000 and you have a $350,000 mortgage on it. That means your equity is $50,000. That's the part that's free and clear that you own, that there are no liens against. So in other words, talking about 12.5% there, but once we get to the point where it's 20%, if you are paying private mortgage insurers, PMI or MIP, depending on how your lender looks at it, once you get to 20% equity, that can be dropped because that insurance is there to insure the lender, should you default, up to 20% of the value of the home so that they don't get left high and dry. But you pay that insurance premium, which can add hundreds of dollars to your monthly payment. So equity is a very important thing to keep track of, and especially if you get a great appraisal. Let's say you offer $420,000 on a home and we get an appraisal back of $435,000. Boom, instant equity you didn't have to pay for. And if we can look at it as far as what the percentage of the home is, by taking your down payment and what the appraisal says the home is worth, you could be at 20% in no time at all and not have to pay any MIP or PMI, saving you hundreds of dollars per month, thousands of dollars per year in these extra payments. So one of the things we got to do is make sure that we understand our terminology, what it means. Should you have any questions about any other terminology about your mortgage or about the purchase process, please feel free to call me. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. You can reach me at 248-330-7972. That's 248-330-7972. Or you can email me, Jack at the letter J team, TEAM, .house. So that's Jack at the jteam.house. Or you can call my team and talk to any of my team members at 623-252-4061. That's 623-252-4061. Hey, this is Jack Tubbs of the J-Team. Hey, get in there, get in the AC, stay cool today. It's going to be a warm one for the next couple days, but we will see a little cooling trend. And anyways, if you have any needs as far as real estate goes, especially if you have an estate property, we specialize at them here at the J-Team. Please don't hesitate to contact us. Other than that, you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow with more about what's going on in the Phoenix real estate market.